In the words of my friend Ken, yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 114 of the Seller Club podcast. We're so happy you're here. Let's drop that beat.
Drop that beat, we're snowed in, locked in, focused on big moves, yeah, we all in. Listings up, numbers clear, progress on display. Seller Club momentum, let's talk work today. Let's go.
How'd you like that, Ken? I stole your intro.
That was smooth.
Thank you. I'll take it.
They might think there's two me's today.
They might. Now I gotta say all of Glenn's catchphrases and hold down the fort for him while he is still in babyland.
Like you always say, Texas made, Texas paid.
Go out and get it. He also says,
Yep.
Exactly. Everyone say it with us right now.
Yeah.
All together now.
So yeah, Glenn still, Babyland, like Anna said. If you want to see him, go check his Whatnot live stream. He's still live streaming, selling hats. You might have to raid him there and kind of bug him there.
That would be super fun.
I did get him to respond though. You know how I did? How I did it? Well, notoriously, Glenn doesn't respond to anything not emergency. So
you created an emergency?
I didn't. Like I've thought about it, but I was like, no, that's not a good idea right now.
He's on paternity leave right now from the
Right.
podcast.
But I actually DM'd his listing.
Oh, that's
on
hilarious.
eBay, and he responded.
Were you like, I miss you?
I got one response.
Oh my gosh.
I got one.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I needed some fresh brims, some fresh hats, and I found some on the colorway that I'm looking for.
Of course you did.
Yeah, and anybody's listening,
Hustler
if you
Hats
want some,
has it.
Hustler Hats has it. You can find him on eBay as well, or you want to see him in person selling it to you directly. Go bid on his Whatnot shows. So.
Right.
But,
oh yeah, and by the way, none of his stuff is actually called Hustler Hats, so don't go search for that.
Yeah, Hustler Hacks. Actually, his eBay store is G Customs 41.
There you go. That's where you want to find the hats.
Yeah. But you'll see it. You'll see it. One of the crispiest photos out there. So.
Could we petition for him to change it to Hustler Hats?
I know there should be well,
it's so built in.
Also, too, with eBay, you can change your store name.
Right.
Right? Like, it doesn't matter, but you cannot change your username. Your
URL.
URL. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I think his is One Elite Sports.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Right now. Is yours the same?
No, because when I changed to Anna Finds Everything, my URL for my store is still Anesthetic Miscellany, but my username and my store name is Anna Finds Everything.
Yeah, I think it's mine's different. Yeah, mine's simply B.
Yeah.
But I've thought about if you guys have tried, you cannot change your URL.
No.
And I've thought about using my powers with eBay to convince them to change my URL. But here's the thing. There's a bunch of links out there to my store already.
Right. And that would affect all those
backlinks.
backlinks.
That would be dead listings. That would be dead link.
Right.
So I'm like...
it's probably not worth it.
Yeah, at this point, right? Because maybe one of those videos may go viral and then they find it, right? And then they click on the link and it's going nowhere. So
right.
Can't do that. So
can't do that.
But here's the thing. I mean, nobody really sees that. Most what people see is your store name. Plaster it around your banner.
Right.
You'd be good.
Let me ask you this: what bothers you more, having one negative feedback, or not 100% positive feedback, or having a URL that doesn't match your store name?
Negative feedback.
I knew the answer.
Because historically, I've been pretty successful at fighting it. I don't know how long does it fall off now.
90 days, right?
90, something like that, right?
I think you can look at different, it falls all the way off in 90 days, but
Right.
there's a couple different lenses.
Yeah. Yeah,
like for your percentage, I think it's 90.
Yeah, so I'm at 100. It's crazy because I've had unsatisfied customers lately. I mean, obviously throughout
because it was just the holidays and people are getting gifts that didn't fit them and stuff.
That too, and I'm not trying to make a fat joke, but one person bought some jeans, and this is how they're doing it now. They're using neutral to their advantage. Neutral feedback to their advantage.
Oh, that almost is more infuriating than negative to me because you can't get it removed.
Right.
But, I actually don't mind that as long as somebody is being reasonable in their comments.
Yeah, but
a lot of times it's still like kind of
right, it's so bad,
or like,
right?
Or kind of unfair, and it's like, okay.
Or like what's been happening is it's a product review.
Right. Which is like, not...
It's not my service, right? But one of the things, like, I guess one of my few neutrals, one person said, seller didn't communicate after I've asked the question. But most of the time, this specific scenario, they ask a question and they buy the item right away. So I'm like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to, like, get on shipping? Or do you want me to, like... chit chat with you. So I usually do is like, oh, they probably must have found it in the description.
Like they figured it out.
Right. So
because 9 times out of 10 it's in the listing.
Yeah. So I got a neutral that, and then the recent one, they bought a pants, right? Denim pants, and
those are called jeans.
Yeah, denim. I actually don't have jeans in my title.
You don't? Oh, that's interesting.
Whoa.
Well,
seller.
I mean, I have to say, it is possible to have denim pants that aren't jeans. It's just that most of them are jeans.
Okay. That's what happened. But the thing is, the comment says they're a little snug in the butt.
Yeah. And you're like, that is not my fault,
and I'm like,
or my problem.
Well, here's the thing, and this is the thing, like, I don't know if you guys have caught it. I've put measurements everywhere now.
Interesting.
So all my listings have measurement, right? Right? And again, this is like, oh, golly, like, But then I realized I was gonna, like, kind of like, hey, measurements are still there. But also, maybe you ate a little too much cookies during the holiday.
Right. It, like, sounds like a you problem.
Yeah. Sounds like somebody needs to get on a treadmill. I'm just joking.
Just say, hey, no judgment. Snug in the butt. It happens.
Holiday, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to get sexy back for summer. So
That's
you
right.
got time. You got time.
You got
right?
time. I believe in you.
I'm actually probably gonna use ChatGPT for that. Respond to this neutral comments and make something light out of it. Because I know these things are not gonna get removed anymore.
Right. Just showcase your sense of humor.
Right. And then maybe gain them as a loyal customer. So
that is funny though. Like, yeah, I think the phrase snug in the butt is just funny. Like,
yes,
I would be like highlighting that comment.
I'm just like, or I'll make a song out of it.
Right. Send them an AI song.
Yeah, send them a song.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so that's
hilarious.
been fun.
That is fun.
So
fun. Neutrals. Yay.
Neutrals, right? So still 100%. So still 100%.
Yeah.
Still perfect.
Right. Still perfect.
Yep. So
love that. Well, I don't know how much time you have spent scrutinizing your store. Has it been Q5ing for you? Let me just start asking.
It has been Q5ing.
Has it?
And we're going to talk about some details, right? Like, because there has been a change that happened in January, right?
Right. So, only a couple weeks ago as of recording this.
And obviously people are going to speculate and, some guru opinions out there. Some people like, boycotting.
Yeah, maybe a lot.
Maybe because we're going to share some truths to you guys. So, well, I guess Anna, tell them what happened.
Okay.
Last weekend, right? I don't know if you guys could hear me. I'm a little stuffy nosed. Update prior to the, winter shutdown in our state. I had stuffed nose, flu, whatever that is, right? Whatever you get during winter time.
Yes.
And I was gonna like, maybe I just need to sweat it out, go out on a walk, get some fresh air, and all of a sudden it's like, weather's like, nope.
You will not.
You will not. So
you will be stuck inside of your house. Yes, we were both in the different parts of the Midwest, completely snowed in. I didn't leave my house for 4 days.
Wow.
Yeah. How long did you?
Oh, that's.
I mean, I went outside, but I didn't drive anywhere.
I didn't drive Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We didn't drive.
Yeah.
Tuesday, as a matter of fact, Tuesday. Oh, we drove, but that's when our kind of like shipment, like, because we drop off our stuff.
Right.
Because some like FedEx was only didn't open till noon for us.
Wow.
So
it was still affected.
Yeah. My sister's university was shut down too, so it was really good because I think I spent half my time cooking. Which was, it's, if you cook, I think it's pretty relaxing.
Yeah. If you enjoy cooking.
Yeah, if you enjoy cooking, or if you can cook good, right? Like if you're terrible cooking, it's a stressful event. But if you can cook, and then Friday we pretty much got some ingredients for some soup. So
nice.
Did you cook at all?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I did. I'm trying to think. We live in this beautiful big old house, right?
Right.
And it just so happened all the weather came in, like, it actually started snowing here on Friday, but it really got crazy on Saturday. Right. That was when everything really shut down.
Yeah. Did they keep pushing it for you guys too? Right? It was supposed to come in.
Yeah, no. And it ended up really being a problem on Saturday, starting on Saturday. Like Friday, it was doing a little bit of stuff, but just a little. But anyway, it just so happens that on Thursday night, we had very special guests at our beautiful big old house that we love, that we've lived in for like, I don't know, almost a year and a half, I guess. But anyway, it was the previous owners who lived here for like over 30 years and did all this renovation. Like when they bought the house, it didn't even have electricity throughout the house. Like it was like...
So they basically made it alive.
Yes. And they they salvaged a lot and renovated a lot and also like replaced a lot. So restored a lot of things like the floors and everything. They did so much. So anyway, we know how like near and dear to their hearts this house has been. And so we got to actually meet them. Like they still live nearby, but we didn't know them personally, really before. So we had them over to the house and they told us all about the stuff that they worked on for 30 years and like basically took us on this huge tour of our own house. And it was so cool. And my brain is like exploding with things that I learned about it. But because they were coming over, I cleaned the house the cleanest it has ever been since we've lived here. Because I'm like,
so this was like Wednesday, Thursday?
Yes. So Thursday night was when they came over. So anyway, my house was so clean. The kitchen was so sparkling clean. Literally, they know the house better than we do. So I'm like, it has to be perfect. Not really. I mean, they wouldn't care. They're super nice and like understanding. But still, I'm neurotic. So I'm like, I got to clean this whole house top to bottom. And I'm glad I did. So my kitchen was like just photo shoot ready.
Right.
And I'm like, great. I love starting with a beautiful clean slate here. So I did do a lot of cooking because my kitchen was in perfect shape, like from having done that just before this whole snowstorm. So it was really, really major snow, extremely cold temperatures, lots of ice. Really here we got about a foot of snow and it stayed very powdery, so it wasn't terrible to shovel.
Yeah,
when I eventually did that.
I think that was kind of weird, huh?
Well, it's so dry. The air is so dry.
It was so like I'm looking outside, and the crazy part is like they were expecting like 12 to 18, right? Or over a foot at least. That's what they were saying. And I was expecting it Friday night. No, it's not gonna come till like noon on Saturday. I literally was just kept looking at my porch.
Like, when is it?
Right. Until it got dark at 7. Then we finally had
something happening.
But I look outside, I'm like, oh golly, it's the powdery snow. So I was like, man, if this was like the chunky ones, like it would have been at least 2 feet. So we ended up getting like 10 inches. But yeah, it was light snow. It was really the freeze that was crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like I think historically for us here in Ohio, this is probably since I've lived here, this is the most the snowed have stayed,
Yeah.
right?
I
Like,
think
cause
that's the same for here. Like,
yeah,
not for me, my life growing up here, but
right,
since John and I have lived here, he was
right.
like, this is the most snow I've ever seen, I
Right,
think.
because
I was
usually it
like,
like
yeah.
it melts a little bit, right, and then you
Right.
see so much
But it stayed
road.
so cold.
Yeah, and then like if nobody like my our yard is just white, like
Yeah.
and I've never seen it like that 3 days in a row because usually
Right.
sun hits it, but now sun hits it, and then but it was crazy today. Oh, yesterday we had a 0 degree like
Yeah.
at noon, and I'm like, and the wind chill was crazy. So I tried to go out to Ross, and I only made it to 2, and I was like, "This is not worth
Like,
it.
I'm done.
It's so cold."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then your car doesn't even get to heat up, and you're already dropping, going to a different one. So,
Yeah.
I bailed on that plan.
That is bitterly cold. Well, I'm glad that you mentioned that because, I mean, I've started to like actually get out of the house. I shuffled my driveway finally, like yesterday or whatever, and like life is kind of resuming as normal.
Right.
But it was super not normal during the snowstorm and like during being kind of frozen in. And like for us, it was like the best way. Like we had almost 2 full days of just like piddling around and organizing
Right.
stuff and cooking and watching a show and like hanging out by the fireplace, and it was so chill. It was like an extended weekend that we super needed to rest. But by Sunday, I was like, I'm ready to go to the basement and conquer my entire pile of inventory because I've done a lot of sourcing in January. And staying on top of my store has mainly consisted of shipping stuff and then
Right.
sourcing. And so I
Right.
haven't listed much, but I'm happy to say that I did get into total overdrive, and it was really fun and satisfying. That's the thing.
Right.
Some people like just, hate their work, or they really hate taking photos or listing. I don't hate it, but the thing I love to do is to have a huge uninterrupted block of time, which almost never happens. So this was like the perfect opportunity for me. So I did I think I got over 200, maybe between, I don't know, because there's a lot of multi-quantity items.
Right.
So between 200 and 300 items listed, but it was over 100 listings. And then I've just kept going. Like I've gotten way more drafts uploaded, which is great because I have some travel coming up, and I love to like launch drafts while I'm just waiting around in transit situations and stuff. So I'm trying to get through all the photos and get all that done. And I'm so proud and happy with how much progress I've made. So if you've been watching my stories on Instagram, I've showed like the bins of finished stuff, and it's like, oh, this was like 2 months of listing that I just did in like 2 days. So.
Yeah. That's pretty much what we did. Right now we are in the organizing phase. Yeah, I think we filled. I think we're up to 12 because we're using kind of like SKU per Home Depot box.
Right.
And it's like, okay, like New Year, let's start a new kind of like series. So we started A1. And crazy enough, we haven't used A1 yet. So this is the first series that we're using A1. Yeah. And right now we're at A12. So that's 12 the extra large Home Depot box.
Yeah.
So mostly clothing. But also we've added a lot of shoes as well. I think one day JC did like 55 listings. And then I think over the weekend we probably did close to 200 listings.
Yeah.
And then not including the accessories. The accessories, we purchased a bunch of socks like I did the last time.
Yeah, me too. I haven't made it to those yet.
So we've sorted them, and there's just so many variations. So we've been working on that. But yeah, like you said, uninterrupted time. I think that was the key. Usually when we don't have anything scheduled, we usually have a workout in the middle.
Yeah, right. And there's at least something.
Yeah, this one was not at all. It was just like waiting till dinner, right?
Yeah, which same. And honestly, like most of the time that's good. It's like I need a break.
Yeah.
I need a mental break. I need to take care of my body. Like that's not bad, but I love having like let me work for 8 solid hours. Like that probably sounds insane to some people, but I enjoy that on certain tasks.
We should have a snow day. Well, I think a lot of it is like kind of like computer work, right?
Yeah.
Because we're still working when we're sourcing, right?
Right, yeah.
But a lot of that is kind of like out and about, talking to people, buying products. So
yeah,
time flies when we're doing that, right?
Yeah, totally
like,
does.
You're moving. This one is just like,
and I mean, I have a hard time doing like 1 hour at a time of like taking photos or listing.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not enough time to get anything done, which is not true, but that's what my brain thinks.
Yeah.
So then I just don't. I'm like, well, I'll just wait till I have more time.
Yeah, I'll just wait till I have 100 items to take photos of.
But you know what? It really made me realize, hello, I run my own schedule.
Right.
Like I could self-impose a snow day.
Blame your boss. Blame your boss.
It's her fault. No, but I could self-impose a snow day every month of the year if I wanted to, and I don't think it's a bad idea.
That's a good strategy
because I think it's so efficient.
Let's coin it. Find a snow day. Create a snow day.
Yeah. Schedule a snow day.
Schedule a snow day.
Yeah, and like, oh, sorry, I can't do that. It's a snow day. People will be like, it's April. What are you talking about?
It's a snow day.
It might still snow in April. It's July. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Like, order a pizza and just don't cook. Don't just...
Honestly, though, I mean, that's so true. I mean, I was telling you, I cleaned the whole house for this thing on Thursday night. But also, like, my house was so clean all weekend. I didn't have to clean anything because it was all clean already. All the laundry was done. There was, like... I did do some cooking, which I enjoyed, but the days that I was like really hashing it out, like we ate the leftovers of that cooking and it was like, great. I didn't even have to order a pizza. But anyway, I just love that idea and I loved it so much in practice. It was a really great reminder of how, even though I feel like I'm pulled in 1,000 directions every day and I have a lot of other commitments and I have a lot of other interests, like sometimes it is great to just go, I am going to be laser focused. And, that's going to be more satisfying than anything else or splitting my effort across a bunch of different things. Like nothing that I would have been doing that day was an emergency. Like it could have waited till the next day, even if there wasn't snow.
Right.
And it was just a good reminder of that.
Yep. I mean, a lot of what we did was actually evaluate our listings, figure out kind of like marking down stuff, finding, like, do I want to carry this, this year?
Yeah.
I guess a lot of it is, comping stuff that is sitting there the longest. So that's kind of like what I did. One night I touched, I think, 800 listings out of our 3,000, and like individually go through them. Like I would do 100 at a time. So 8 pages. I went through 8 pages.
Yeah, like in the bulk editor.
Yeah, oldest to newest, right? And one of the things that I don't know if it's gonna make a difference or it's making a difference, but country of origin is a thing now.
It is. Do you know why?
I know.
It's because there are some countries in Europe that require it now. So it's like,
so for like our international sales,
yes. So it's basically for EIS to filter you out of showing those listings if you don't have required information.
Right. Or basically like if a certain country would exclude like, like Cambodia or Vietnam.
Or they won't, they won't allow it to be imported if it's unknown or if it's from a certain country. But yeah, that is an important call out though, because
I think so too, right?
We've had that the country of origin labeling act was something
here in the US.
Yeah, that we've talked to, policymakers about with the government relations team, and it hasn't really become a thing yet, but that doesn't mean it isn't other places.
Right.
So that's why you're seeing it show up now. I bet some of that stuff came into effect at the first of the year probably.
Yeah, so I was like, so that was one of the things, because I guess, basically what you need to do is, pay attention to like the alerts, right? When you're doing bulks, like I found a few listings that had errors basically because my auto decline is lower than it's higher than my asking price. I'm like,
right, because you've lowered the price over time.
Yeah, and it's like one is how did you allow me to again something slip, right? So and I think there's like it's like if there's an error in the listing, I truly believe that there's like a kind of like a hindrance or like a blockade,
like it gets suppressed.
Yeah, for that item too. So so I think that's one of the things that kind of like opened my eyes to that. Again, having a snow day every month, like schedule that one, because that is one thing that one is, especially for like small businesses, even if you have employees, there's no one that's gonna go through it like you will.
Right. It's so true.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I think, just the thoroughness that you have. And I mean, for me, like, I'm always thinking about 10,000 things at once anyway. But so often I'll see something in a listing that reminds me of something else that I'm like, ooh, I need to check these listings for that. Like, it's the chain reaction of
and like one of the things that I've discovered is like it's a good SKU, right? A good product, but I'm left with a terrible sizing now.
Right.
Like all the small.
That's why it's lingering.
Right. So it's like, okay, it wasn't about that. It's the size.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, just give me money back, make a little buy, right?
Move it out.
Because again, at the end of the day, I've made money already on the whole 20 items that I bought.
Right.
There's 5 smalls, 2 extra small. The other ones have sold for what I'm asking. So
with much better margins.
Right. So here you go, right? And again, that's why the more we keep buying, the more I'm more picky about sizing.
Right.
Unless it's 95% off retail, I would never buy bad sizing. So that's kind of like what we realize, just auditing. But what about you? Like any realizations that you've come up with or audits that you've done, numbers, data wise and stuff like that?
I was, like during the snow day stuff, I was focused way more on processing the new stuff, but it was interesting because a lot of that I sourced all throughout January and then hadn't looked twice at it since I got it, So I was like revisiting all of that and sorting it all out by size and everything. And like, I was pretty happy with my purchases for the most part, I think. Sometimes it's like, oh, now I have some distance from the day I bought it. And I'm like, okay, was that as good of a buy as I thought?
You're not as hype anymore.
Right. Or I'm like logging, and researching pricing. Like I logged almost everything from the last like 2 big shopping trips I did. So, and I've gotten some estate auction pickups this year already too. So I've had a whole mix of stuff. But for me, I had more realizations actually around just my overall metrics in my store right now, my sales metrics, because I was just feeling like, man, it is not Q5ing for me. It's like seems really slow. I mean, even December was like way underwhelming for me. And I wasn't totally sure why, but this kind of goes back to something we alluded to in the beginning of this episode. There was a huge change, January 13th, the way that promoted listings sales are attributed changed on eBay. And that was what you were talking about. Like some people might have totally turned off their promoted listings or gotten off of eBay altogether.
Or lower it or stuff like
lowered
that.
their percentage. Right. So everyone's strategy, everyone who's paying attention had probably some kind of a strategy shift or consideration. And so I didn't notice a huge uptick or anything in my like traffic or anything like that. And I was like, okay, maybe this isn't as big of a change as I thought it would be. I didn't change much about my own ad strategy because it was already very chill. So, but what I did notice about my store was when I went back to look, I thought, okay, 2025 was my best year to date. But I wasn't really hardcore adding a lot of retail ARB into my store until like during Q1 of last year.
Right. So you've had like a full year now. Like,
yes, and last year my January might have been my worst month of the year. Like it was because I hadn't really listed that much stuff yet. Right. So I was like, I wonder how this January, which feels really slow to me now, compares to last January. Let me just tell you, Ken, I was pleasantly surprised. So I'm pulling this up right now because Very interestingly, I have sold almost the exact same number of items, like 0% change in the quantity of items sold.
Okay.
Right? My average sale price is up 31%.
Ooh.
My average total sales is up 31%.
Okay, so it translated. Yep.
And this is maybe my favorite thing. My net sales is up 52%. Which makes sense when you think about the ASP being higher.
Right. Because your expenses
are lower.
Yeah, the expenses percentage is lower on a higher ASP, right?
Yeah.
Like, to give you guys a perspective, right? A $10 shipping cost for a 2-pound item, right?
Yep.
Let's just say, I have to ship it to California. If my ASP is 50, then that's 20%.
Right.
Of my expense right off the rip, right? But if my ASP is 100, then the shipping is only 10%.
Right.
Then you add that, let's say rounded up with all the promotions and everything like that, you add 15% with all the all-in fee.
Yep.
So let's say a $25 fee on a $50 item, that's half of it.
Right.
is going to expenses on, let's say, your cost of selling, right?
Right.
And then you're left with half to divvy up with profit and your cost of good.
Right.
So that's the main reason why, like me and Anna had this conversation. I've talked about this since 2018, that you have to keep pushing your ASP higher, because perfect example, what you're doing is you literally physically ship the same amount of product.
Yeah.
So
I've sold the exact same number.
Yeah, so it didn't take you more time, right? So this is why I tell everybody, it didn't take you more time a year later. And also, not a lot of people factor this in. You're way better a year later. So I'm assuming you've shipped those same exact items way faster this year than you did last year.
Maybe.
And then you made 30% more profit.
Yeah.
And all you had to change is discover and try different products that could elevate your ASP. I don't even care if it's used or brand new.
Yeah,
I'm just saying retail R, because that's what I do. Right.
For me, it's a combination.
Right.
But I've been sourcing better on both sides.
Yeah. I mean, you're like going for higher used products that you may have less competition because your buy-in cost is higher.
Yeah.
Right. But also you're waiting for that more desirable or more rare item to sell.
Right.
Kind of like, what was that painting that you sold for like crazy amount of money?
Oh yeah. Well, there's been a few. I mean, art is really a great
what has been significant in your January sales?
January sales?
Yeah, like that's like a used
that's the thing.
Collectible.
It has felt piddly in January, but it actually hasn't been that bad. I did sell a wooden cutlery box, like basically a knife box that was it's a vintage item, but it's a reproduction of an antique item.
Oh wow.
But that sold for over $100 on the first day of January.
Yeah.
And I'd had it listed for like a few months. So that was kind of an interesting one.
So that's still a good
my higher dollar sales.
a good sell through. It came,
I mean, definitely most of my over $100 sales have been retail arbitrage items.
Right.
But I've also had, if I look at the next tier, that's kind of like things that are over $50. Which again, for me, like my ASP goal is $50 an item. I still sell a lot of stuff under $50, but that's what I'm working towards always now when I'm sourcing. So let's see what else we got here. Oh, I've sold a lot of vintage hats in January, like trapper hats with the ear flaps.
Right.
That's pretty fun. Some glassware, glassware is a pain, but I do sell it on a regular basis. Definitely some coffee mugs, which are nothing super special, but I love selling those. So a little bit of the costume jewelry that I still have left. I mean, none of those were like super high dollar sales, but it just goes to show that it keeps selling. Some vintage clothing. There was an all sequin vintage blazer that I sold that I loved, and I was like, man, why did I list this? I should have kept this. But I had to say goodbye and ship it out. It was fine.
Yep.
Actually, don't think it was my size, but had it been, I might have kept it because it was awesome.
Yep.
But yeah, it's been like so that's the thing though. Like I think the total, even the number of items I sold, and January usually for me isn't, even near December. Like most years, it's way less in December for me. But, so of course it felt kind of slow. I'm like, man, I'm just not even shipping that many things. It's Monday and I've only got 12 things to ship. Like, that's nothing,
Right.
But it was crazy to me looking back at the previous year and going like, wow, but it's up. But my profit's up 50%. That's crazy. And I do recognize that now that we're like almost at the end of January as we're recording this. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like I'm really happy with, even just looking at the gross sales number from last January to this one, especially given that I've mostly been sourcing and not listing lately until like the last couple days.
Yep.
So anyway, what about you? I know you have been scrutinizing your traffic since that ads thing changed.
Yeah, one of the things that, I guess I wasn't really loud about my strategy about what's going to happen.
With ads?
With ads, right, the changes in ads. I think one of the big thing for me was losing the prime spot of placement, right? So on the very top, used to be, if you're on general promoted listings, you could be up the top, right? Let's just say
that first spot.
You could be the number one, right?
Right.
And the number one is, obviously brings a lot of impressions. It's just a good spot, right? And that's what I was really worried about, because now you can only get that prime spot using the pay-per-click method,
right?
The advanced, right? So it caught, like, if you're looking at a number one spot and if you click that listing, that guy's paying for it.
He's paying for that click.
Yes.
Which is also a concern, right? Because it's like, couldn't you just go troll that listing and click it and click it and click it? I mean, this is one of the many things sellers have brought up about this.
Right, because obviously when you're comping stuff, right, you usually click the first item. Or when I'm selling similar, right? Like,
well, and it's like, it's not, you can't tell from looking at the listing what ad strategy the seller is using.
But now,
knowing that fact that if it's in the first spot and it's promoted, it has to be pay-per-click.
Yes,
that's definitive.
Right. So before, I've seen my listings up there. So like, that's kind of like a proud moment. It's like, okay, I beat out the, because there's a lot of factors that goes into it, right? History of sales. Right. So I think I was worried about that, losing that. So basically now that thing's for sale per click, it's not just it's not for rent anymore. It's not commission based rent anymore. Now it's a flat rate, right?
So interesting.
So I was, and I've monitored my traffic too, and like every time my traffic goes up, most of the time my conversion, as long as my conversion stays, I don't do anything crazy with my pricing, my revenue goes up. And for the longest time, you're talking about numbers, right? And I've kind of just like, I've talked to a lot of sellers, and just, I would say like around the same size or same industry, I've never heard of like a seller breaking 20 million impressions in a month.
That's a lot.
That's
a lot of impressions.
Yeah, right. And given, like, let's just say, right, a big store, right? I would say a big store is like you're full-time managing this. That's 5,000 listings, right? And currently we're at like 3,100 listings. And over the last, I guess 3 to 4 months, I know Q4's coming, traffic's gonna, come in. I'm trying to do all the send offers, doing all the best practices that I know. And I would say that this Q4 was like one of, like, I would say the prime example of the hustle be really trying to take advantage of everything that he could do.
Yeah. To
drive traffic to his store, besides posting a link on my Instagram, which you guys don't know that I've never even done that.
Do that.
Yeah, I never do that. So at peak we hit like 18.8 million, 18.8, and I've never touched 19 million historically.
What's the time period for that? 90?
It's 30 days. Yeah,
okay.
30 days, right? And I've never touched it. Even if you divvy it, because like you can look at it quarterly, divide by 3, still don't like still nothing, right?
Yeah.
And then like the listing ads, right? The ads changed, and I'm like, in the back of my head, right? I was like, fingers crossed. I hope everybody stops promoting, and then my 2 to 3% promotion's gonna boost me up so high. It's
gonna lift you up so high.
Yeah, and yeah, just to make it clear, like my promoted listings, the most I've done is 5%.
Yeah.
And my option is 2. I mean, I started with the 1% guy until they took out 1%.
Yeah, right. I remember when it became 2.
Yeah, and then now, so I go like 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like my, but during Q4, I stuck with 3 because I know the traffic was gonna come, and I've never changed it. I've never touched it because the fact that I want to study a full month of kind of like just evidence on data on how this would change for us. But I'm proud to say that we touched 9.5 mil as of today.
That's amazing.
In our 30-day. So
when you look at I just looked at mine.
Yeah.
30 days, just overall traffic, not store traffic.
Impression. Yeah, just impression of listing,
general,
just listing impression of the past 30 days in your store.
So I looked at my 30 days and my 7 days because that change happened about 2 weeks ago. And I thought this was really interesting.
Okay.
I mean, they were the same, but both of them at 30 days and at 7 days ago were increased 4%.
Yours was both?
Yeah. My impressions had gone up 4%. 30 days ago, they were up 4% over December, basically. And then, 30 days ago was the very end of December. So
Right.
So those were, those impressions were up. But then 7 days ago, and that was after the ads changed, they were up 4%. So how much has the change been for you? Because there's not one for 14 days.
I know, right? 14 would be perfect right now.
Right.
I guess once we do episode February, middle of February, we'll know a 31 day.
Then you'll know, yeah.
Currently, actually, I'm at -2%.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
For 30 days?
For 7 days.
For 7 days, okay.
And for 30 days, I up 5.7%.
Okay.
So I'm assuming there's a spike, and I'm looking at the graph. The graph post January 15th, it was trending up.
Yeah. Well, and I'm curious too how you factor into that because you've been listing a lot.
Right, right.
So it's like all the new listings are just
right. So again, like I think the new listings that we just did is probably gonna take effect within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
because like I'm looking at those. I tell everybody this: your work today is gonna show 14 days later. It usually doesn't show within the first 7 days.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm looking at my all the listings that I just listed. A lot of them don't have watchers yet.
Yeah.
And usually that's kind of like your clue if your item is hot or if it's cycled in the system yet.
Right.
So that's kind of like the thing that I notice that number that we touched in. Are we gonna touch 20 mil? If we touch 20 mil, you
have to report back.
I'm gonna eat a donut. I haven't had a donut in a long time.
You had better post that your 20 million impression donut.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the things that I guess you guys could do too, right? And then a lot of it has to do with, right? Like you have to maintain a store level value.
Yeah.
Right? Like besides the number of listings, is the store value still the same past Q4, right? And historically, a lot of sellers get weighed down. I mean, what's the word? They don't have much inventory to roll through Q1.
Yeah, like they're like gave it all they got in Q4,
right,
and now they're kind of coasting.
Right. And then next thing you know, if there's no replenishment of the, let's just say I have 100 listings, right? I sold 50 through Q4. And if you roll into Q1 expecting that you're going to have the same performance, that's not a good expectation, because you have less product, right? So for everybody that's having not a good January, my question to you is, did you replenish what you sold in Q4 yet? And if you haven't, that's a normal result.
Right. So you should not be surprised or disappointed by that.
Right.
But also, like, for me, looking back at my numbers, like, not comparing January to December, but comparing January to January.
Yeah.
That was, like, I even knew all of that. And I know what my strategy has been to improve my store over this entire last year.
Yeah. Yep.
But it was still surprising to me to see how much of a difference there was.
It's
and it was really,
yeah.
It was really encouraging. So also remember that good things take time, and that you have to have that time to really see the evidence of how it's playing out.
And you have, again, in like, I've been traveling like a madman to buy products in January. And we are probably about 10% down in our store value compared to rolling in December.
Mm-hmm.
And if my impression is still pulling higher, that's kind of like a thing that, I'm getting more, my products are getting better placement, even though I have less inventory now. Because for us, there's just no way to keep up with the listings, with the sales.
Better
December.
Placement and or more interesting products, right?
Right. So,
which again, you've been working on that all year,
and that's
maybe
the goal,
you do
right?
Have better stuff on average,
and again, like we said, like this year we want to do 50-50 clothing and footwear. Last year we ended up with 63% footwear and 37% apparel. So we've definitely sourced a lot more clothing to kind of just go with that plan. But I think those are kind of like little stuff that we've noticed through our winter snow effect, which kind of like, I usually don't do this till February, but we didn't have anything to do. So like, let us know if you guys have some questions about it, or some different topics you wanna expound upon as far as understanding metrics. And if there was a thing that you want to master this year, it's really mastering your metrics, right? Like, so the numbers that me and Anna are spewing to you, it's not gonna translate the numbers, right? The actual numbers doesn't gonna translate. What's more important is the percentage of change.
For sure. The
percentage of change, like Anna said, like she gained 30% in net profit. That's huge.
That is huge.
Right. It don't matter if you're making $100, $1,000, $100,000, $1 million. That is huge. That's huge percentage. So you guys need to always be on the lookout for those kind of it's the percentage of change. Once we bring Glenn back in, we're definitely gonna have to quiz him about his percentage of change.
He's like, let's see if I can do this. Public math. Here we go. Well,
what
his family membership has increased by 33%.
Oh, that's pretty high.
That's a pretty big increase.
Yeah, that's a pretty big increase.
Right. So he's at least got that going for him.
Yep. So the mouths to feed, the expenses has increased. So, and I'm sure his joy and happiness has increased as well.
Right. Probably more than 33%.
Yeah. So
his sleep is decreased.
Yeah.
79.5%.
Yeah, and pretty soon the little ones calling dad all the time is gonna double.
Right.
Basically he doubles, right? He doubles the somewhat parentship. Is that even a word?
At least parenthood. Some of those experiences, right? Double diapers.
Yeah, double bottles to wash.
So many things. I know, it's gonna be interesting. We should make him do a dad metrics.
Yeah, we should.
Episode. Yeah. That'd be hilarious. Well, Glenn, if you're listening, we love you and miss you. No, we talked to him. We talked to him off air, you guys. We were not really communicating with him through the podcast.
Yeah.
But go support him on Whatnot, on his
for
eBay
sure.
store. Like, you really can catch him. He's still working.
Yeah, and also, huge shout out to our partners and our sponsor. Huge shout out to eBay and also eBay for sellers. Make sure you follow them on Instagram and Seller Ledger. One of the tools that you can track your metrics.
Oh yeah, and it's not too late to get your whole year of data from 2025 to get your taxes done right.
Yeah. Taxes incoming and all that jazz. And
it's all coming around the bend.
And pretty good people out there. Pretty relatable that you can communicate to them easily, and that's one of the things that we've heard from a lot of.
Excellent.
Yep. So if there was one thing, try it for their customer service and the simplicity of the use and the automation that they already have.
Yeah. For free.
Because
try it for free.
I've never had to sort anything, because once you set a certain expense, like BP gas station, come on, man, that's automatically gas expense, know. So after I click, this goes there for the rest of its life. Every time it charges my card or my bank, it goes there. So it's that easy. So check them out. Make sure you tell them Seller Club sent you, and they'll make sure you get you right. And I guess we'll see you in the next episode.
That's right.
Peace.
We miss you, Glenn. Bye.
Let's wrap this up. It's no falling quiet, doors stay closed, no rush, no noise, it's time to focus. Shelves got filled, lists went live. One good session can change the vibe. No chasing hype, no scatterbrain, just clean moves in a clear lane. Work got done, step by step, that's how momentum earns respect. But when the pace is right and the plan is clear, you stop feeling rushed and start building here. Let the numbers talk, let the groove stay steady. No guessing now, we moving when we're ready. Let the work stack up, let the progress show. Seller Club momentum, that's the way we grow. Ain't about speed, ain't about loud, it's about knowing what you got right now. Listings up, ASP tight, sleep a little better at night. One focused day beats 10 half tries. Truth shows up when you check the lines. Build it calm, build it strong, that's how you keep it moving long. If today was quiet, that's still a win. If you move one thing, you're locked in. Progress ain't loud, it don't need a show. Sometimes the groove is moving slow. Let the numbers talk, let the rhythm guide. Steady work, clear mind, that's how you multiply. Let the work stack up, let the progress show. Seller Club momentum, that's the way we grow. Multiply, the work step up, let the progress show. Seller Club momentum, that's the way we grow. Alright now, stay groovy. Seller Club.